Hey Pisces, welcome to your 11/11 Stargate reading. We're going to jump right on in and start by pulling a couple of oracle cards to see what energies are surrounding this reading for you. And we have two from the first deck that came out. We have Never Ending Story and we also have Orphaned. So we're going to set those here and pull from our Moonology deck and see what other energies are surrounding my Pisces collective for their 11/11 reading. And we have full moon in Cancer. A personal issue reaches resolution. Oh, so what I heard from my Pisces collective is round and round and round and round we go. So it almost feels as though you've been sort of trapped in this cycle, and my inclination is telling me that this is something to do with someone who you were once close to, that there has been a very much sort of push-pull energy, almost like a runner and chaser that's happening. And it's almost as if you get to the point where you're tired, you're fed up, you don't want anything to do with it, you try and detach yourself, the person pulls you back in, wash, rinse, repeat. But it feels as though this energy is absolutely unsustainable. It's not something that I think that you want to continue doing for an indefinite period of time. And so it's almost as if it's like, all right, how do I get off of this merry-go-round? Because I'm tired. Nothing's coming of it. We keep going through the same cycles over and over and over again. And I can't do this anymore. But there's this feeling that may have to do a little bit with codependency, where you feel very alone when this person is not sort of in your presence, when they're not in your energetic space. And so when they come back, it makes you feel like, oh, okay, they're back. I feel complete. I feel whole, or something, along those lines. But I don't think that this has been necessarily the most healthy thing for you to be engaging in. And so with this energy of the full moon in Cancer, having your personal issue reach resolution, there's going to be an end to it one way or the other. So let's take a peek at some tarot and see what other messages we can pull. So looking at how you can best sort of step into this 11/11 Stargate portal, what do my Pisces have to do? We have fortitude. So you sort of getting out of this back and forth energy, this getting off of this, what's it called, merry-go-round. It's going to take a little bit of fortitude. It's going to take some strength. And so even though there's sort of an inclination for you to go back and forth with this person, because it's at this point, it's sort of easy for you to fall back into that cycle. But there's, I think there's a need for you to sort of embrace your inner strength to be able to move on. So we have the Chariot that came out in reverse. And so thinking about what this represents in the context of the Fortitude card, the Chariot is really about movement. It's about moving forward. And so I think that there's going to be a lot of strength that's required for you to overcome this sort of stagnant energy where you're not able to move on from your interaction with this person. So, looking at where you are right now and being able to take advantage of this new transformative energy that this portal opens up for you is going to take a lot of effort to overcome this inertia, right? This sort of standstill place that you've been in for a while. Now, something that you need to be aware of, or something that you need to be awake for, and this card is absolutely perfect. We have the Eight of Swords, and I feel like another sign got this in one of their readings, but the Eight of Swords represents someone who is willfully trapped. They are, in traditional tarot, it's someone who has on a blindfold and they're surrounded by swords, but what they don't see is that they can sort of unbind themselves. They can take the blindfold off and they can walk right out of this circle of swords that they've been stuck in for a while. So the choice is going to be entirely up to you on whether or not you move beyond this person, beyond this situation that you thought you may have been stuck in. You're not actually as trapped as you think you are. And if you release yourself, we have the Ace of Cups. This is a new beginning, particularly when it comes to love and other sort of warm, fuzzy feelings and emotions. So something that you need to be aware of is that you can unstick yourself anytime that you want, and you can start on a new journey towards a life that you absolutely love. You don't have to stay in this place any longer than you want to. So the intention that you're currently giving out to the universe, we have the Princess of Wands. This is a strong desire for something new. I think that you've been stuck in this energy so long that you may have lost your passion for life. And so now there's this little seed, this little spark that's growing inside of you that says, I want more. I deserve more. I want to be excited. I want to feel joy about my own life. And so I think that the frustration that you've been experiencing because of this situation is getting to a bit of a boiling point where it's like, okay, I have to do something. And now with the Seven of Cups, you're exploring your options. So not only is this a card of, sort of looking at what's out there, exploring what life has to offer, it's also really about getting out of this sense of disillusionment that you may have had. So I think that you are seeking clarity. You're weighing your options. You want to know what choices you have to make in order to move forward. You want to know where these roads can possibly take you. So that's sort of what you're putting out there. It's like, okay, universe, what do I do next? What options do I have? What do my paths forward look like? And all you know is that you're ready for something different. You're ready to get out of this sort of nasty, codependent back and forth energy. So how you can better align with your own intentions, we start with the Knight of Cups. So this is a messenger card. This is something that brings in emotions. This is something that brings in love. And so I feel like Spirit is challenging you to ask yourself, what is it that you truly want? What is it about your life that is disappointing? What is it that you want to that will make you happy? What can you do for yourself, and what experiences can you bring in that will bring you joy? And we also have that clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. So when it's in the upright position, Ace of Pentacles is really about a new start that's built on something tangible, a strong foundation, something material. And so I feel like you have tried so many times to create something stable with this other person. And now Spirit is saying that if you want to experience something different, if you want to experience the life that you love, you have to stop trying so hard with this person. You have to stop constantly stopping and starting and trying to give them things that are not appreciated. So making sure that your intention to move forward is not sort of hampered by your constant willingness to try and start over with this person. You're only sort of pulling yourself back. And that doesn't seem to be working in your best interest right now. So it's something to consider. Absolutely something for you to consider. So the messages that you're going to get as you sort of embark on this journey through this 1111 portal, we have the Hermit. So the Hermit is someone who goes through a little bit of a period of darkness by themselves. So it can be a bit of a lonely journey, but they are enlightened as they go. So in traditional tarot, you have, an older person who's wearing a hood. They're going through like a dark forest and they're holding a lantern, illuminating their way. So as you go through this process, even though it feels like it's going to be a little bit stressful, because it is going to require your strength to get out of it. It's going to require you taking a hard look at yourself, the things that you want, and looking at options for moving forward. You're going to have the path in front of you illuminated. And you're going to arrive at those answers, I think, by yourself. It doesn't feel as though there's going to be anybody who's going to be able to, in any sort of meaningful way, be able to guide you through this process. This feels like a lot of self-work is going to be involved to sort of detach yourself from this situation. And we have that clarified by the Five of Cups. Now, the Five of Cups is really about crying over spilled milk, feeling a sense of loss, feeling a sense of regret. And I feel like those are natural human feelings, right? When you've been entangled with someone for so long, which Pisces, I think that you have, it really feels as though there's going to be a sense of grieving, a sense of loss as you find your way forward without them. So don't fight those feelings. They're normal. I think that you are in a good place to be able to process them while at the same time realizing that through that, it's going to give you a lot of answers that you're looking for. So you'll know you're on the right track. I think when you feel this little twinge of loss because you are letting something go that's been such a big part of your life for so long. So don't be too worried about that. I think that it's a part of the process and you will get through it. Now, the energy that this portal is bringing in over the next several months, we have the Hanged Man in reverse. So I love this card for you guys because the Hanged Man is really about trying to see things differently, trying to gain a different perspective, being stuck in a little bit of limbo while you sort things out. So with the Hanged Man in reverse, it's showing me that over the upcoming months, you are going to find that clarity. And I think that that's going to be based on the work that you've been doing as a hermit, finding your own path of illumination and getting the clarity and answers that you need to be able to move on from this situation, from this person, and sort of resolve these issues that you have been experiencing. And we have that clarified by the Knight of Pentacles. So this is also very good because even though the Knight of Pentacles is pretty much acknowledged as being the slowest moving knight in the deck, it's something that brings in long-lasting stability. This is very much a foundational card. So this process that you're going through of recognizing what it is that you want and starting to move towards that is going to be, I think, a little bit lengthy. It's not going to be something that you're able to do in a couple of days or a couple of weeks. It's going to take a lot of soul searching and a lot of effort on your part. But once you start undergoing that process and start pulling your energy back from this other person, I think that you are going to put a stop to the merry-go-round. And what's going to come in is your building of a much more stable foundation that is based on you and has absolutely nothing to do with anybody else. So if someone else comes along and they're a value add, absolutely wonderful. But I think you're going to get to the point where your happiness and your stability is not going to be dependent on anybody else. So Pisces, that's what I got for you. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this reading, and I will see you in the next one.